And indeed for the African continent. Economic diplomacy has become a priority for many countries worldwide. This attention on trade, investment, and commercial agenda is responding to the reality of a globalized world. In this regard, I would specifically like to point out 5 fundamental realities that underline the importance of economic diplomacy on our continent. The first, we have to respond to the obtaining reality that more than 95% of world trade is being transacted outside of the continent of Africa. Secondly, the cost of doing business in Africa is higher compared to other continents. Our exports outside the continent encounter high barriers, and Africa is about the only continent in the world that has the least trade and investment with itself. Third, Africa is most affected by the new challenges of globalization, supply chains, data flows, and blockchains. Fourth, that our African cities are becoming the center of economic growth. The rate of economic growth in the global south far exceeds that of the global north, and it is essentially located in developing countries, and in particular here on our African continent. This in turn implies that consumption patterns are going to change as people have more disposable income. Fifth and last is that more than 65% of the uncultivated arable land is located on the African continent, and this in itself presents huge opportunities for agricultural production on our continent and enable us to feed not only ourselves, but also the rest of the world. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya and Zambia share the aspiration for addressing all these issues as a means of growing our prosperity. More importantly, we believe that this shared prosperity can only be realized through close cooperation and integration. This will expand our markets, create bigger opportunities, reduce the cost of production, and enhance quality of both goods and services. And because we share the same aspirations, Kenya and Zambia support each other's growth and development processes and have been strategic and cooperative partners. The relations we have developed offer the potential to strengthen economic and commercial links. We need to ensure that our ties are used in the best way possible to promote mutually beneficial trade and investment. That if we remain and we sustain the efforts and we dialogue more closely together, I am convinced that even well before our stated dates of 2030, as we envision in our respective economic blueprints, and well definitely before our African date of 2063, we can conquer poverty, we can create jobs for our young people, and overall have a prosperous as well as peaceful continent where every single African benefits from the fruits of their labors, where every single African benefits from the God-given resources that are abundant here on this continent. This summit is therefore an opportune and comes at a very timely moment. Let us all use it constructively to generate ideas and, as I have said, feasible solutions that can take Zambia and our continent forward. Dear brother, I laud your Zambia Vision 2030, which strives to make Zambia a prosperous middle-income country by that year. And current focuses as reflected in the 7th National Development Plan for the period 2017-2021, focusing on creating a diversified and resilient economy for sustained growth and social economic transformation. We too in Kenya have our own economic vision for accelerating transformation of our country into a rapidly industrializing middle-income nation by the same year of 2030. We also share membership of the COMESA, also the SADC EAC COMESA Tripartite Free Trade Area, and now the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. We cooperate actively in various instances internationally, as well as at the continental level, through a shared aspiration for effective continental integration and deepened regional trade. Indeed, I am encouraged by the significant efforts by your government, Mr. President, for creating an enabling environment aimed at promoting economic diversification, private sector-led growth through an inclusive growth approach. We recognize the importance of foreign direct investment for economic development. Increased foreign direct investment into our respective economies will help support economic prosperity in our countries and in the continent. And that is why we all continue to reform our business environment to facilitate business people and investors, both local and foreign. We must, ladies and gentlemen, continue to pursue policies and structural reforms that promote trade, foreign direct investment, domestic investment, tourism, and technology transfers to this great continent of ours of Africa. These include improving market access and trade with bilateral partners, increasing foreign direct investment, positioning our countries as a preferred tourism and investment destination, as well as marketing them together abroad and much more widely.
And he gladly took up the challenge. In no time we have this summit to talk about. Please keep it up. We expect many more in years to come. The theme, which is the future of economic diplomacy, supporting inclusive growth and sustainable development in Africa, is very relevant, as it resonates well with the aspirations of my government and the Zambian people. I said very relevant, not very irrelevant. I know people like tongue twisting and quoting out of context, but I said you are very relevant. Very relevant to our aspirations as a government and to those of the Zambian people generally. My government is desirous to see an inclusive growth and sustainable development which permeates gender, socio-economic status, ethnicity, race, and religious orientation. We are one Zambia, one nation. This theme is also in line with the African Union's Agenda 2063 and the United Nations Agenda 2030. We are committed to domesticating and putting into practice the preamble of the Agenda 2063, which reads, and allow me to quote, "We are resolved to free the human race from the tyranny of poverty and want to heal and secure our planet. We are determined to take the bold and transformative steps which are urgently needed to shift the world onto a sustainable and resilient path. As we embark on this collective journey, we pledge that no one will be left behind." End of quote. Therefore, this summit offers us an opportunity for positive dialogue on issues pertaining to the Zambian economy in particular, and the African continent at large, as you may have already witnessed. In our quest to realize our aspirations, we are confronted with various obstacles and challenges. However, the obstacles and challenges in our way are not insurmountable. For this reason, I strongly believe that development initiatives, policies, strategies, tools, and programs such as economic diplomacy, inclusive growth, and sustainable development should take center stage as we strive for economic prosperity for the African continent.